So I wanted to make a quick little video about race chain and how I make it step by step. And this is all how I do it. I know there's a whole bunch of different ways, but this is the way I do it. This is the way I find it to work best for me, because for one, it's easy for me because everything I do is with a grinder and I only need some file work done. But so we'll just start off with your basic tooth, which is right here. So I'm gonna use it to show off each tooth, see what's different. So first step, your stock chain, I'll grind out the backs right here. I'll grind that at an angle. And so right here, ground out the back of the tooth. And all this, everything I do for race chain, it's to give you better chip flow and a lighter chain so your saw can cut faster. Simple concept, but yeah. First step, you just grind out the back of that in an angle. See if I can, right there. You can kind of see there is no corner on that tooth. So that's first step. The second step is I grind down the raker in the front to thin it down. And here's the original tooth here. Big difference. And I get into the tie strap a little bit just because I like to grind down as far down into the chain, because when you're cutting, your chain's going to be flat on your bar. You can see that there's not really much of a corner sticking out, and it's basically nice and flush. The same with the backs of my chains. There's a little bit of corner, but it's not too bad. Yeah, that's step 2, just thin down the rakers. Step 3, what I do is I'll grind out the gullet and open the entire area between the tooth and the raker. I'll open that up. So here is the original tooth. If we overlap it a little bit, you can see, if it'll focus, you can sort of see how the gullet, after I grind it, comes far below the original tooth. So way more open, and you can even see, use the screwdriver for measurement. So for your stock tooth, you know, you got a little bit of room. New tooth, there's a whole bunch more open area. So that's step 3. And then step 4, which is basically my final step, is I will sharpen the tooth. And I use a square grinder for that. And you can see, square ground chain, it's always got that corner right there. Got that corner. And we cut softwood, 3 cuts. That's what we do for our competitions. So I just, as aggressive of an angle as I can make, that's what I do. And that's all the steps I do to make my general race chain. So that's pretty much the finished product. So there's stock tooth, racing chain tooth. Big difference. And there's a few other things afterwards that I'll do. So when I start making test cuts, I'm gonna file down the rakers to get them adjusted right. When I grind the backs out, there's usually a burr, and if the burr does not come out during test cuts, which they usually do, but if for some reason it don't, I'll just take a file and I'll just grind that a little bit, take the burr off. And so that's my race chain. I know other people, they do different things. I've seen rivets, they'll thin down the rivets. I've seen them put notches in the tops of their tie straps and even open up the notch in the bottom of the tie strap. I've seen people grind the entire inside of the tooth. So I'll take a flat file and they'll just file on the sides and top to thin out the tooth and as well as open that up. And I also seen cases where every other drive link, they'll just grind that entire drive link off and then go to the every other one and grind them right off. Again, all with the same concept in mind, to lighten up your chain and give it better chip flow, less friction, stuff like that. So that's just a quick little tutorial on how I do my chain. So if you are someone that's trying to get into chainsaw competitions and you were wondering how to make chainsaw chain, this is a nice little guide to go off of. But like I said, there's different people do different things for their race chains. This is how I do it. And I do it this way just because it's easier for me, because I got grinders, different grinders set up, so I can just do each step with a grinder. Takes less time. It's real easy for me, real simple. I can usually knock out one of these race chains within 20 minutes or so if I'm pushing it. But yeah, just real simple. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informational, and I hope it was entertaining. So with that being said, thanks for watching and have a blessed day.